If you do go on to enjoy today's video, do me a favour and hit that like button and of course subscribe. It really does help me out a lot. And if you want to avoid the random lottery that is FIFA points, you can go straight to the source with u7buy.com, and of course you can use the code TVM at the checkout to get yourself a discount. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to another video. Today, Carniball predictions. Now, I'm doing this a few days ahead of time, and I won't be there to point if EA announce anything or whatever. But I'm kind of going off the nations we had last year because I'm not entirely sure if there are only select nations who are eligible for this. So I'm literally going off the nations that we had last year. There were no English players last year that had Carnival cards, so I've stuck to that. And without any further ado, let's get into the first player. I'm actually going to take a player from last year, and that's YEDLIN. They had two US players last year, YEDLIN and Pulisic. So I've gone for YEDLIN. I can't quite remember actually if I think I have put Pulisic in here at some point, but I went with two US players. There is going to be a US player in Team of the Week, so I don't know whether they'll look at that and go, right, well, we've put a token one in there. RAPHINHA up next. He's actually playing well this season. He could easily have had himself a couple of special cards up to now, so it would be really nice to see him. Again, with the stats, I'm not really sure how boosted they'll be. My criteria for this was high dribbling players. So obviously with Carnival, it's, to my knowledge anyway, it's a South American Carnival, right? So with this, what you want is sort of flair and that kind of thing. So I've gone with players with 4 or higher skill moves in most places at least, and of course with high dribbling. There's Pulisic, as you can see. The card design is completely random. It probably won't look anything like that. It's off FIFA rosters if you're interested on the community designs. Moving on to Alario. Now again, not really a high dribbling player necessarily, but an Argentine who should probably have at least one special card so far. If he doesn't by the time you're seeing this, then he probably will do before long, because at the moment he's Bayer Leverkusen's only striker, so chances are if he scores he's going to get himself an inform. Let us be moving on to EDOUARD. Now I've not included too many players outside of the top 5 leagues, not because I don't want to see them, but because EA don't want to see them. So EDOUARD, in my opinion, should get one. I've probably saying his name wrong, I do apologise. I can't imagine he'll be at Celtic much longer, to be fair. It's kind of like a Dembele situation. Celtic sort of build them up and then they move them on. They pick up their big check and someone else benefits from their hard work. Saint-MAXIMIN would not surprise me at all. I've given him a position change actually to the left side. Of course, he does have a man of the match card that was central. His base card is a right wing, so why not make him a left wing? I actually would prefer him to be central, but I thought I'd be a little bit diverse. Great pace and dribbling as well, and of course he does have the flair. We've seen in most circumstances anyway that EA will replicate cards that already exist, so I thought, well, man of the match, let's just upgrade him. Oscar, is this our first? No, it's our second Brazilian player. Last year we had Talisca and Hulk. Well, this year we've already had Hulk in terms of a Scream card, so I haven't included Talisca, although it is possible he will be there, but I've gone for Oscar. High dribbling, decent passer of the ball, and with any luck should get one, because I would like to be able to use a usable Oscar. Rodrigo is there. I've seen a few people use this base card recently, which is really strange. Like, they've got these really good teams, Player of the Month Messi and icons dotted around the place, and then just a bog standard Rodrigo up front. So I'm sure many people would like to see this. He does score against me a fair bit as well. Not the most insane dribbling stat ever, but very pacey, very good in front of goal, as is Mario Götze. In front of goal, that is, not so much pacey. He has high dribbling. We've not seen a special Mario Götze card. It's hard to believe, I think, right? This guy's like 26 or something. He's been around like longer than I've been alive, I'm pretty sure. I remember Mario Götze being around like late 80s. Like he's just always been there, you know. Be nice to see him get a special card though. Sissoko. Going off the basis that EA have dished out a few Footmas upgrades recently, Mendy being one of them, of course, the Real Madrid left back. So why not Sissoko? I still, to this day, still see people using the base Sissoko. And we're in March now, and people are still using an 80 rated gold card. And like some of the pros even are using this guy. It's crazy. Carrasco on loan to Atletico. I think he's on loan from the Chinese league. I think he was on loan while their league was obviously off. Either was it finished or they were on their winter break. I can't quite remember. But either way, of course, with all the coronavirus stuff going on, the games haven't recommenced. So he's going to stay there for the time being. It would be nice to see him get a nice card. Paredes of PSG, he should probably have a special item by now. I think he might have one, but I think he should have a higher rated one because he is actually a very underrated player. When he does play for PSG, okay, granted he is surrounded by some top talent, but when he does play, he is a very, very good player, very good passer of the ball, quite well-rounded as well. Would be nice to see that. Good links into player moments Di Maria. Theo Hernandez should already have an 87, 88 and possibly even an 89 rated card. Unfortunately, with the virus going round, games in Italy have been suspended, so it's unlikely he's going to get himself a special card anytime soon. On the plus side, if they are played after the season is finished or other leagues have finished, he should get quite a few. Tyson, I've ventured outside of the top 5 leagues very briefly. Tyson would be a really nice card. 91 dribbling, 95 pace. I mean, that would be a banger of a super sub. It really would. I can't imagine many people would try and squeeze that into a starting 11. I mean, it's good, but it's not quite that good, and it would be quite difficult to fit him in. You'd have to surround him with icons or Brazilians. Callahan, he's getting on a bit now, isn't he, Callahan? So I wouldn't be surprised to see one last hurrah as far as a special item's concerned, although you could probably guarantee that he will get himself an end of an era card when he does eventually retire. I'm saying that. How old is he? I think he's like 32, 33. Not quite sure. He'll probably have a stint in back in Spain before he retires, though, I'm sure. Costa, it wouldn't be a promo or at least a FIFA life cycle without a special Costa card. We get one every single year. Not sure how much football he's played for Juve this season, but it would be a good card if they can improve his finishing, because he has absolutely abysmal finishing, which is one of the reasons why I didn't buy him very early on in FIFA, and one of the reasons why I would stay clear of this card if they don't improve it. We're going to go for Jerome Boateng now of Bayern Munich, and again, I can't imagine it'll be too long before he gets himself a massive card of some description. I think every year, obviously he's been in decline the last couple of seasons, but every year they give him some sort of token card. You know, one of these sort of Carniball cards for no reason, just for the sake of giving them one. And I would like to see Boateng because it's a usable Bundesliga centre-back then. Willian would be nice to see. He's got a UCL Live card, I think, actually, but it does look like that they're going to be dumped out of the competition by Bayern Munich now, so maybe it would be nice to say, hey, look, you know, it doesn't matter that you've not got the doesn't matter that the Champions League live card is going to be useless now. We're going to give you this instead, you know. That would be a nice little gesture. Was that Willian card on the market? I'm not quite sure. Muniain, this would be a good one. His base card is actually quite good. He's got himself, is it a man of the match as well? I think he has. That's pretty decent, but this would be sexy. Very, very good on the ball. 92 ball control in this card. And you could fit him into quite a lot of teams because, of course, EA have released quite a lot of decent Spanish cards, you know, Morales and things like that throughout the year. Speaking of cards EA have handed out, they've also handed out a lot of French cards. There are an awful lot of good French players out there. Aouar, what's his name? Valbuena has got one. I could literally sit there for days. Sanson has got a decent card. So Lacazette having one would really go down a treat. And believe it or not, he hasn't had a special card this season. So the fact that Aubameyang has, you could maybe link those together. Sticking with the Premier League, Gabriel Jesus was meant to get himself a foot must card. It was leaked, and for whatever reason, EA decided not to give it out. Now, you could say, oh, it was leaked, that's why they've not done it, but everything EA ever do is leaked, and they don't stop it, so I don't really understand why they refrained from releasing it. I just don't understand. So maybe we're going to get a Carniball card. Let's move on to yet another goalkeeper, Donnarumma, with some really nice stats in there. Of course, he does have a couple of informs this season. I've just noticed I've not included... Oh, no, I have. Carrasco is a Belgian player. I was going to say I haven't included one Belgian player. I would imagine there's going to be more than one. I apologise I've not included any. Anyway, back to Donnarumma. Really good goalkeeper, and it would be nice to see him. Paul Pogba. Now, we haven't seen anything from Paul Pogba in terms of football this season. Well, that's a lie. We've seen maybe 12 minutes. And we've not seen any special items. So I would imagine it's coming. It obviously won't get a team of the season, although it's EA, so you never know. So there is a chance he will get a Carnival card. If not a Carnival card, then it has to be a FUT birthday, or maybe a footies at the back end. We'll have to wait and see. Thiago Alcantara of Bayern Munich. I mean, this guy in real life has really started to play football this season, and I would love to see him rewarded because he's never used in FIFA, but I would imagine people would jump at the chance to get this. 93 dribbling, 90 passing, pretty capable in front of goal as well. Looks like a very good card and one of the higher end Carnival cards to pack. Only 2 remain though. Antoine Griezmann, he has a ones to watch card, but that hasn't stopped them at all from going 1 above or 2 above the current special item that's in pack, so it wouldn't surprise me if they gave one to Griezmann. There are plenty of players out there that they could choose instead, but this is such an EA move, you know, to give Griezmann a Carnival card. I wouldn't complain necessarily because he does have really good stats. And finally, Dybala. Yes, of course. He doesn't have a dynamic card to my knowledge. I was going to say, I don't know if Juve players can get dynamic cards. Is that true or not? I can't remember. But anyway, he's had a couple of informs, and you know he's done all right this season, picking up some slack when Ronaldo is unable to play and what have you. But again, just a really good card in FIFA in general, and this would just set it off. I would love to see Dybala get himself a Carnival card. And that does bring us to the end of my Carnival predictions. Like I said, this is an almost impossible promo to predict. So even if I can get 3 right, if I get 5 right, I'll be chuffed. But even if I could get 3 right, I would be very, very pleased. So we'll have to revisit this on Friday or Saturday when we find out what the Carnival team is, hopefully at least. If you have enjoyed the video, do me a favour and hit the like button. Whether you think I've left anybody out and you think you've got an idea of whether someone is going to get one or not, let me know in the comment section down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and until the next time, goodbye.
Football Index. The game changed. Download the app now.